Alright, hold up. Alright, here we go. So, hey guys, EJ here, and today we're playing a game called Buried. This game isn't a lot of money on Steam, and basically it's just an interactive story. There's no really gameplay or moving around or free, but this is a game where you make choices. Fortunately, it is not controller compatible, but I don't really care, since all you gotta do is just click the options you want it to be. Anyways, okay, yeah, Buried is an interactive story. The plot will change based on the choices you make. The story is broken into 5 chapters, which is just what I wanted to talk about. The story, we're gonna record a chapter every time. But yeah. Now, I heard this game is a lot like Telltale games. Kind of like it's not really as interactive though. Like, well, I mean, it's very interactive actually, but a lot more interactive, I should say, than Telltale games, because Telltale games you just make dialogue decisions. This you actually make decisions, like what you want to do. So, yeah, anyways, we'll play chapter 1, then chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. But anyways, yeah, I'll be recording a lot of videos tonight, and, yeah. Anyways, let's, do this. Chapter 1. And I'll be reading aloud. Okay, whoa. Whoa. This is freaky. I open my eyes, and the first thing I want to do is scream. I'm flat on my back, and everything seems to hurt. Ugh. The trees overhead look familiar. It's a clear night sky, almost beautiful. The trees over... Oh, wait, I said that. Except for the fact that this means I've been cold for out cold for at least 6 hours. But there's something wrong. I don't know what, but something happened in my head. My God, my head hurts. And the ringing in my ears. Was there an accident? An explosion, I think. I remember Dennis screaming, but after that, I can't remember. As I sit up, I notice that my hard hat had been thrown off, and I look around the area, but it's not here. It feels strange to go anywhere without my hard hat. But I've got to find the other members of this crew. They could be in danger. Ooh! Search for hard hat. See, the thing is, you want to choose this, but I'm gonna choose that. That's what I'm gonna choose. That's what I'm gonna choose. I get up on my shaky legs and look around for a moment. A few nearby trees look to have been splintered and broken at the base recently. They certainly weren't like this earlier. Searching for the hard hat feels normal. It makes me feel like maybe there isn't something wrong here. I see it behind a fallen log about 10 feet away from me. How it was thrown so far is beyond me. Driven by nothing more than habit, I walk over to it, pick it up, and place it on my head. Next, I walk over to the center of the logging site, and I don't like what I see. Ew. Alright, continue. That's not a chapter. I think it'll tell me when it ends. Oh, whoa. What happened here? Whoa. The logging site looks like a bomb was detonated right in the center. I don't know where to start. The one load we had managed to stack on a truck for a day is overturned. The trailer bent and the logs hanging off the back. Where the heck is everyone? My head is killing me and this ringing in my ears. I can't hear anything. Not birds, not my footsteps, nothing. It makes me wonder if I hit my head after my hard hat flew off. I've run through a quick mental checklist to make sure my brain is still working. My name is Roger Hastings. I'm 41 years old. The year is 2017. I own a small logging company. We've been logging in for this strip of Kentucky woodland for almost a month now. Okay, so my brain works. That's relief, but it also makes me fearful, because something is certainly not right here. I look around at the logging site, my mind trying to figure out what has happened. Just about every piece of equipment has been overturned or tilted. Look at debris. Look at truck. Look at truck. The truck. The hitch is completely broken, like it was blown off in an explosion or really bad accident. Had there been an explosion, all the fuel on site would have started a fire. But there's no cheering, no burning, nothing. I walked through the area where Dennis had been working. From the looks of it, he had been moving slowly. He'd only taken down 4 trees today. His metal lunchbox is open, an indicator that he had been taking an early break. But he's not here. No one is here. Where the heck is everyone? I could try to make a call on my cell phone, but its battery is already running low, really low. Not that it matters, the reception is crap on here. Call someone on cell or yell out. See, no, battery's already running really low. Yeah. Obviously, we're gonna save that. Hey guys, where is everyone? Tony, Dennis, Frank, Joe? But their names fall flat among the wreckage. I get nothing back other than scaring away a few birds overhead. Might as well start walking and try to find some answers. The highway is almost a mile back through the woods, down the gravel road we used to reach the site. Maybe the crew ran that way for help, but why would they have left me? Were they scared? Out of sorts? Maybe I can catch up to them. But with my truck overturned on its side, it looks like I'll be walking. My God, I can't even remember what I was doing before waking up on my back. Wait, what's that? Underneath the bulldozer. Oh my God, it's a leg. It has to be Tony or Dennis. Oh goodness, the dozer looks unstable, but it looked like might roll some more. Might not be safe to get close, but at the same time, I can't just leave him there. Go look or stay back. Oh, I'm gonna go look. Hey, I yell, are you okay? Are you alive? Holding on to my hat, I skip over the wrecked equipment and stray logs to get closer. I can see a bit more of the leg. The jeans are soaked in blood. I realize the work boots. It's clearly Tony. His leg is bent and his leg is bent at an impossible angle. Oh, nearly crushed flat. The closer I get, the more apparent it becomes that Tony didn't survive. Oh, no! Wow. This is weird. Leave the body alone or pull the body. We gotta pull the body out. We just have to. Oh, God. I tried to pull him out, but he's just not budging. That's when I see the blood coating on the ground under him. It's so thick and fresh. So dark on the dirt that it looks black. As I'm tucking, I hear something crunch. Oh! And somehow managed to pull him out. His legs are absolutely crushed and his stomach looks deflated. Blood is covering everything from the navel down. His face was turned to the right when he was crushed. It looks like a broken plastic mask, seeping with blood and bits of shattered skull. Dang, dude! God, that is so descriptive. My God, I can't believe this. I have to turn away. That's when I hear a deafening creaking noise, and I'm bashed in the head from behind as the bulldozer shifts lower to the ground. I roll clear and end up on my back, my eyes struggling to focus. I'm a little shaken up, but I'm fine. Thank God I was wearing my hard hat. I quickly get up and dust myself off. See, that's what you get for choosing that, man. I can't stay here. I have to find Dennis, Frank, and Joe. I have to find out what happened here. Alright, interesting story so far. This looks like a horror game, though. Although it doesn't seem like one. But as I walk through the stacks of logs from the last week or so of work, everything feels frozen. This high-pitched sound in my ears, it's terrible. It keeps happening every few seconds, like it's coming from far away. I can't help but wonder, is it my ears or is it something else? Silence out here is creepy, and there's a smell. The atmosphere after a bad summer storm. I might as well admit it. I'm a little scared. Everyone is missing, and it's dead quiet out here. It doesn't seem to be a breeze or something to rustle the leaves and branches. My right knee hurts like heck. My head was hurting so bad that before I never even noticed the pain in my knee. It must have hurt during the what? Accident? Or wait, is that Dennis? I see him sitting on the ground, motionless, about 30 feet away. I'm gonna yell out. Dennis, I yell. Dennis, can you hear me? Dennis lets out a shout like someone waking from a nightmare. Then he looks back at me from the ground. Yeah, Roger, I hear you, he yells back as I head over to him. Dennis is built like a wrestler and has this tough personality to match. But in this moment, he looks disoriented and even a little anxious. I'm glad to see him. The fear when his face is usually confident, is alarming. What the heck happened? What's going on? Don't know. The crew is missing. See, this is a dialogue decision. Okay. Don't know. The crew is missing. An explosion, I think. An explosion, Dennis says. Yeah, I believe that. Why do you say that, I ask. Did you see something? He doesn't respond. Still sitting on the ground, he looks around the woods as if he is just now understanding the severity of the situation. The equipment was overturned, the dozers too, I say, shifting my hard hat and wiping my forehead. You okay, I ask him. Yeah, just shaken up. Me too. This might have been the most intimate conversation Dennis and I had ever had. While he and I have always been on good terms, we've never been particularly close. I've always respected him, though. Sure, he's come to work a few times looking glad to be in the bar fight the night before, but I have also seen him do enthusiastic impression of a dinosaur when he played with Tony's kids while they waited for their dad to finish up his shift. Then it hits me. Dennis and Tony were good friends. I'm not sure I want to rattle him with the news of Tony's death right now, not before we know what's going on, but he has a right to know. Yeah, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell him. You were upfront with Dennis about Tony. Dennis's eyes fixated me, startled. He was crushed under the dozer, I say. Dennis pauses for a minute, like he's trying to understand what I said. His eye narrowed and his bottom lip quivers. Crap, he says, and I can already tell he's fighting back tears. Yeah, Tony and I have been tight, almost like brothers. Hey, he adds quickly, as if trying to escape the reality of Tony's death. Did you see that light? No, I said. What did you see? I don't even know, Roger, he says. It was like this flare of white light. It came right out of the ground, like an explosion. So it was an explosion, I said. Maybe it was some equipment, or... This was no equipment, Dennis interrupts, agitated. This huge ball of light came right out of the dang ground. Where did it look like? Where did it go? Where did it go? It just shot up to the sky until it was out of sight. When? I'm not sure, he answers, but I had finished about 10 trees for the day, and then I was about to top run. That's when it happened. You're almost done with 10 trees, I asked? Yeah, as he says, looking at the ground. You know, I wouldn't want to take a lunch break until I was done. That's when that light blew up. Why, you don't believe me? Okay, well, based on... Okay, you're almost done with 10 trees. You know, I wouldn't want to take a lunch break until I was done. Then why was your lunchbox open? I'll believe you. You believe Dennis's story. He saw what he saw, and I think to myself, he has no reason to lie about this. My God, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, he says, but if I'm being honest, it scared me pretty bad. And if it's all the same to you, I'd like to get the heck out of here. We both stand up and started heading towards the road. And it isn't until we start moving that I see Dennis is wounded. His right side is coated in blood, the red seeping through his blue work shirt. There's splatters of it here and there, but also very large red splotch that makes me worry. Are you in a lot of pain? How'd you get that injury? Well, basically, are you in a lot of pain? I've been better. I don't know how long you could stay on my feet, he says. What happened, I ask. I'm not sure, Dennis replies. I must have gotten thrown or hurt somehow from that wreckage. It's then that I notice that the strange ringing noise is still filling the air. Hey, I say, stopping. Do you hear that high-pitched ringing noise every once in a while? Dennis looks scared when I ask him his question, and he just nods. I thought it was just me, he said. He looks out of sorts and uncertain. I've never seen him like this before. It's obvious that he's looking for some reassurance. Even though I'm his boss, there's something very unnerving about this. We'll be okay. It's probably annoying. It's probably nothing. It's freaking me out. I sound scared, but I don't really care. I look to Dennis, see my computer, and fear has seeped into him. And is that disappointment an expression as well? I think so. It's as if he expects me to be stronger, to assure him that we're fine and nothing out of the ordinary is happening. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Did you try to call Frank? Dennis asks. I know we had a cell on him today. Not yet. Luckily, I still have some battery left. I pull out my cell and call Frank. Not happy that I didn't make that call to Dennis earlier. It rings, but he doesn't pick up. But then I hear his phone go off behind the stack of logs. Dennis and I give each other a look. As the phone goes to voicemail, I hang up, and we walk behind the logs to find Frank's phone on the ground, abandoned. We look around for Frank, but we find nothing. Not a single trace. It's then that I notice something really odd. A 10-foot wide hole in the ground, right near where the phone was. But there's no stray piles of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean, smoothly dug, cutting into the earth. Wide, but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground was just deleted. No shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of old where I saw that light come from the ground, he muses to himself. I say nothing. My mind is spinning, and I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. At that moment, ringing noises carries through the forest again, shoving a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There's something strange going on, and we might not be safe here. But that ringing sound could be a clue where the rest of the crew went. Huh. In horror games, you're never supposed to go towards the sound. Ever supposed to go towards the sound. Screw it, let's do it. You decided to check out the sound. Something's not right, I say, and if there's a mechanical noise like that... You think someone is out here, he asks? Maybe. I think we should at least check it out. They might be able to help. Yeah, you go right ahead, he says with a grin. I'll be here waiting for you. Better hurry, though. Dennis doesn't look like he's in the best shape to be trouncing around the forest, but we need some answers right away, too. Leave Dennis here. Bring Dennis with you. I'm bringing Dennis with... Are you insane? Nah. You decided to bring Dennis along. No, you're coming with me. I bend over and hoist him up against my shoulder, and resists just barely and then gives in. He's looking at me like he's terrified of me now, making a moan in his throat. We start moving through the woods quickly, with no idea where the rest of the crew is, while worried they could be in danger. Every tree out here looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country and can find my way around the forest without much of a problem, but I'm feeling dizzy. I'm leaning against a tree, and then I see something that has no business being out here. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks, and I've never seen it before. Oh. Oh, dang. This story is great right now. Love it. It's original. It's a small building, some sort of like a mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks like it's to be made out of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plants and old erosion also make it look sort of mystical. It looks like something out of a demented version of medieval fantasy movie. What the heck is this? You purchased this land, right, boss? Didn't you survey it? I certainly did, I say, getting a little defensive, but this wasn't here. Do you think the others maybe went in here, he asks nervously. Why would they do that, I ask. I don't know, but they aren't out here. If they aren't inside, they're probably dead, like Tony. He looks at the ground as he said this. I want to go inside, not just to find my crew, but also to appease my curiosity. That ringing noise is coming from inside. But something about this place seems incredibly strange, especially located all by itself out here. It simply does not belong. I wonder, do we just knock or just go in? Dennis asks. I can tell that he is trying to make a joke, but it falls flat. I'm starting to think his humor is a defense mechanism for his fear. We both look ahead, take a moment to realize what we are about to do, and start forward. We get no more than 3 feet closer when Dennis wobbles. We'll do that. I reach out quickly, restraining my injured knee. I barely make it in time, grabbing him under his arms and keeping him from hitting the ground. I'm okay, he says. Just can you help me walk for a little while? Just help me inside, please. I can't deny him his request. I've never seen him this weak, and it's a little uncomfortable to see. It makes me glad that I decided to keep him with me. There you go! I help Dennis into the weird little building. The front door, it opens easily, even though there's clearly a lock on it. Maybe the lock was supposed to keep someone in. It's hard to tell. I still hear that ringing noise. It's definitely coming from in here. Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete fort and dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place an even more isolated feel. feel. Still, we hear the ringing noise coming from somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confined at first, but a small set of concrete steps leads about 5 feet down, revealing a corridor. Wow, this is so weird. We, I have a feeling this game's gonna be pretty dang long. It's a massive corridor. In fact, it's like I'm some kind of building underground. It seems to go on forever. Sorry about that. This corridor is mostly dark, with emergency lights with every 10 feet or so. I assume that we're now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the walls of the building we entered. I realize someone may not appreciate us finding us here. Tiptoe quietly, walk quickly. Dude, this is my freaking land. This is my land. If they got a problem, they can deal with me. Our footsteps echoed loudly in the dust and in the dirt. Uh, Dennis leans on me for support. If there is someone here, it's not like we were trying to be quiet and stealthy with the invention of sneaking up on them. If anyone is listening, they definitely know we're here now. Oh, goodness. As I carry Dennis to the far end of this otherwise featureless place, I see a flight of concrete stairs leading down. I have to set Dennis down on the floor. His weight is killing me. Dennis, are you okay? Stop worrying, man, he says. I'll be okay. I just need a minute to rest. But looking at him, I'm not so sure. I can still hear the ringing noise every so often, coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead at the concrete stairs, pointing towards them so that Dennis can see him. Can you make it down those stairs, I ask? He stands up slowly and is visibly making an effort to not fall back down. Yeah, he says, and sounds a little irritated. He starts for the stairs without me, and I have no choice but to follow. We approach the stairs, and just by looking at them, I get the sense that we're crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. Let's go. As I head down the stairs, I notice that they look aged. That danged ringing noise is somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down the cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming more scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. Dennis makes it a few steps down before he's leaning on the wall. He's breathing like he just finished a marathon. Pause to give him a break. Keep up the pace. Pause to give him a break. Let's take a break, I say, putting my hand towards his shoulder to help steady him. Dennis lets out a sigh. Thanks. I don't feel too great, boss. We both squat down on a stair. My mind seems to lock in on the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married, and I've met his wife a few times. Oops, sorry about that. A nice woman with a huge laugh. My heart sags a bit when I realize that I might never get to hear him belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe, well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. His folks are dead beats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Dang. Maybe I could still find him and still get to hear Frank singing in his deep, baritone voice after a few too many drinks. After a few moments, Dennis says, all right, let's keep going. We both stand up, leaning on each other. I have to make Dennis stay behind me as I stick my foot out and search for the next step. I can't help but feeling like a child as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. Ooh, goodness. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. We're closer to that ringing noise now. A door sits securely on the wall and looks just out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light seeps through, illuminating the area. The door has what looks like a panel with lots of labels and lights. A small embossed print above the panel says Level 01 Entrance Gate, Transport Sector, and there's a pun with no label. Inspect the panel or push the button. Dude, I kind of just want to push the button. Let's freaking push the button. I give the button a push. One of the readings on the panel flickers to life. Outage. Ew. That's all it says. Then it goes dark. The panel looks like a diagnostic or alert system of some kind, each label meant to communicate some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in progress, shutdown engaged. All those appear to be off, but one of the phrases has a slowly blinking red light next to it. The only powered light on this whole thing. Abnormal entity breached. What the heck? I slowly push the door open when Dennis suddenly steps in front of me, taking the lead. Let's go. He says, I want to figure out what the heck this place is. Dennis walks through. That ringing or beeping noise, or whatever it is, gets a little louder. The door closes behind us with a click. I can't help but notice wobble in Dennis' steps as he lets out a grunt. You sure you're healthy enough to keep going, I ask? It doesn't matter. I don't want to be in the woods right now. He seems scared. Something I've never seen before. Angry? Yes. Upset? Yes. But Dennis is never scared. What did you see? I don't know what it was, boss, but it was like someone had left a radio on crackling, but we don't have any radios at the site. It was, I don't know, it was like something in the forest was moving. I gave him a doubtful look, and he cast his eyes to the ground, frustrated. I know how it sounds, as he says, but I know what I felt. It was like walking into a funeral parlor, filled with death and gloom everywhere. I had been so preoccupied with my own fear that I nearly forgot about the ringing noise, and it just become background noise. We take a few more steps, and now I can see where we are. It makes no sense. Yet another thing that feels simply out of place. The shapes and muted colors of the metals are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong here. And it's chapter 1! Sick! Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Is it just going to go right into chapter 2? What is this? Oh, what is this? Respect the dead. You and 64% of players, I didn't know they did this. You and 64% of players pulled Tony's body out from under the bulldozer. Ugh. Secrets. You and 76% of people were up front with Dennis about Tony's death. Trust. You and 55% told Dennis you believed his story. You and 75% went to investigate the ringing sound. You and 64% of players decided to bring Dennis with you. Wow, that's so cool. I love it. I love this game already. It looks cool. It looks cool. I can't wait to play more of it. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this episode and play this during the weekend. But now I'm gonna play some Minecraft Story Mode, get all those episodes up. I'm gonna get episode 3 finished. And yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And if you did, of Buried, please show some love and hit that like button down below. Also, check out my Instagram. I'll put the link in the description. And comment if you want more of this. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys around. And peace out.